So the very last thing that we need to talk about, and you've already been practicing it, but we didn't actually label it with a vocab word, is what's called mapping. Mapping is a word to describe taking a pre-image, moving it around on the graph, whether it's by translation, reflection, or rotation, and then it ends up right back in the original position, like what we were practicing yesterday with symmetry. If you take a shape and it starts, say it starts here, then you rotate, translate, let's say you translate first, then let's say you rotate, and somehow it lands right back like this. That's called a mapping, okay? So that's what we're going to practice, which is a good practice of everything we've done anyways, because mappings are created by the moves that we've been learning. So go to this slide, this page right here. Should be towards the back. Pages 13 and 14. It's the last two pages. We're going to do these transformations. This is called a composition of transformations because it is a domino problem. Hope you're listening. It's a domino problem, meaning you're going to perform column 1. Then from column 1's answers, you're going to use it to perform column 2. From column 2's answers, you're going to use it to perform column 3. So it's a domino problem. You with me? So as you're answering it, your answers each time get used for the next one. So let's look at it. Number 1 says reflect over the line y equals x. Now, this is where you would need to know the rule for reflecting over the line y equals x. So take your transformations book, turn to the page that was reflecting over y equals x, find the rule, we highlighted it, find the rule, and then tell me what the rule was. They switch positions. Remember I showed you a technique for memorizing that if you wanted to shoot for extra credit in the test Friday. I am going to give you these formulas, but I'm going to also give you an opportunity to try to get extra credit by having them memorized. And if what's going to happen is, like, I'll give you a little sheet with the rules, blank. You fill it in. You okay? You're good. Do you need to go get more water? Okay. I'm going to give you a little blank sheet with the rules not filled in. You're going to fill it in. Then I'm going to come behind you when you're done and take it and give you one filled in that's correct. And then I'm going to grade yours at my desk while you're taking the test for extra credit. Extra credit. So if you don't know the rules at all, it's okay. I'm going to give you the rules. You just have to know how to use them, right? So the rule for reflecting over the line y equals x looks like that. They switch positions. So we're going to write A prime, B prime, and C prime. We are just swapping them. Right? Now let's graph them. -1, 6, -5, 2, -1, 2. Does anyone want a ruler, by the way? Or do you want the short one? Is that okay? The short one, yeah, it's a little easier to manage with the on your desk. Okay, now column B, or well, not column B, column number 2, he says, is asking us to translate. Guys, remember that these transformations simply mean either slide, flip, or turn. So when you look at the directions, tell yourself, okay, I'm just sliding, or I'm just flipping, or I'm just turning. This says translate. Which one is that? Slide, flip, or turn? Oh, come on, y'all. Huh? It's slide. You're just sliding it, right? So we're going to take this triangle and we're going to slide it based on the rule that it has in front of us. What does this mean direction-wise? If it says x plus 3, that means right 3. And if it says y minus 3, that means down 3. So we're going to go right 3, down 3. You could do this by either just taking the triangle and counting, or you could take these numbers and plug them in. -1 plus 3, 6 minus 3. It's up to you. Some people like to go to the graph first and then count it. Some people like to do the algebra. You do whichever fits you. We are going to call these A double prime, B double prime, and C double prime because this is a domino transformation. We are taking each new image and moving it yet again. So we have to add an additional prime apostrophe to represent that. So this was, I'm going to say image 1. This is image 2. I'm just going to do that instead of labeling. Now the last one says rotate around point C. So we, remember the state removed our rotating around a given point from the standards. So I'm going to walk you through this one, and if you'll just put it on your notes, but there will not be one like this like on the test. When you're rotating 180, that lets you know that it's a complete opposite, right? If you think about, like, if I'm facing this way and I rotate 180, I'm now facing the opposite direction. So this triangle facing here, imagine if this were a light shining like that, you can see that it's fixing to turn and it's going to land right here, shining this way. Do you see that? So we're going to rotate it around point C. Well, if we're moving around point C, that means C does not move. So C double prime becomes C triple prime, which is 2, -1. Because that is saying you're not moving C. You're holding C down and you're turning the triangle. You with me? Did I lose you? Okay. Now, A double prime, watch this, is 2, 3. So 2, 3. So this is A double prime, and this is B double prime. Now, visualize, y'all. Use your head and imagine those Desmos activities where it rotates for you. Imagine if I could pick this up and turn it this way. You with me? So let's just follow one point. Let's follow B double prime. If I'm trying to get this whole thing to turn and land here, B double prime would land in what spot? Would it land at B or would it land at A? A. Because remember was it yesterday or the day before on that flip book when we drew a line and we said oh, you know what? It's this thing. It's because it went like that. That's exactly what. It's my hair tie. All right. Anyways, what I was trying to say is, remember that day that we drew the lines when it was a 180, and we said that there will be a straight line connecting the point and where it lands when it's a 180 turn. That's how you know that it's landing. It's rotating and it's landing here, which means this is rotating and landing here. Okay, so let me take some of this highlighter off because it's getting crazy. So B double prime is going to rotate and land at this point right here. And this would be B triple prime. So B double prime becomes B triple prime, and the coordinates are 6, -1. And then A double prime rotates and lands right here. So this is also A triple prime. And that becomes 2, -5. C triple prime is this right here. It doesn't move. So once we rotate it, I'm going to make this thicker because now it would land right back there. So the takeaway here is notice that B triple prime has taken the place of A. And that bothers some people. People think that whatever it started as is the letter it should end as, and that's not true. It's not about the letters, it's about just the shape landing in its cookie cutter spot, okay? So don't worry about the letters matching because they don't always match. What should match is the shape should land right back where it started from, okay? Go over to the right and let's look at this one. I'll help you with that very first one, and then I want you to do the other two. The very first one says rotate 180 around point A. Now we already said whatever you're rotating around does not move. So A prime will be what? 2, -3. So I'm just going to go ahead and come right here and mark that point bigger. It's not moving. That says we're going 180 with this. All right, so imagine. Here's my rectangle. I'm swinging 180. So my lines should be straight. So D will go straight to D prime. B will go straight to B prime. C, there's no line here, we go straight to C prime. You see it? Let me show you how I got that. I went kind of fast. I'm going 180. Remember we said if you connect a point and its prime back to what you rotated around, a 180 should make a straight line, right? Okay, so I'm keeping that in mind. So D, going to the point I'm rotating around, should make a straight line with D prime. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. D prime should land there. B should, going to the point I'm rotating around, should make a straight line with B prime. So B prime should land there. And then you can kind of see where the rectangle is to fill it in. C, going to the point that I'm rotating around, should land there. And there's my rectangle. This was D prime, this was C prime, and was it? No. Yeah, B prime. All right. B prime is 2, negative 1. C prime is negative 2, negative 1. D prime is negative 2, negative 3. Now, what I'd like you to do is the last two columns. Number 2 says you're going to translate 2 units down. That rule means x stays the same and y minus 2 would move it. Then you'll notice you're reflecting over a random horizontal or vertical line. You've got to remember Hoy Vux here. To draw that random line.